The Super Mario Bros. Super Show. What can I say about this that hasn't already been said? Nothing, probably, but I still wanted to talk about this odd 80s product, because it was definitely a product of its time. First airing on September 4th, 1989, this show was based off the NES titles Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2, though based on might be a bit generous. Honestly, this was just another generic 80s kids show with Mario painted on it. This show is something, that's for sure. Don't get me wrong, this show is bad. It's repetitive, it's uninspired, and it doesn't really have an understanding of the source material. But it could have been worse. Could have been The Legend of Zelda. First, let's walk through the show's formula. Mario creates an entry in his plumber's log, an obvious parody of the Star Trek captain's log. They learn King Koopa is up to no good, and the gang, consisting of Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess Toadstool, save the day. Inevitably, somebody says flower power, and everything wraps up real nicely. Also, throw in a pasta-based joke, and you've got an episode of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show! Now, it's fine to have a formula. Many loved shows have them. Phineas and Ferb, Doctor Who, Steven Universe, etc. However, these shows also have other factors in play. Likeable characters that get fleshed out as the series progresses. World building that makes sense. And they also play with their formulas. They take chances at times, and sometimes they completely subvert your expectations. The Super Mario Bros. Super Show does none of this. Each episode, more or less, serves as a vehicle for pop culture references. If I'm being honest, the original Super Mario Bros. Game had more plot than the cartoon. Despite all this, though, the show still has some positives. For one, it's not the live-action movie, which does a way worse job at handling the source material, by the way. The fact that Princess Toadstool is a part of the main cast was honestly a good idea. They could have easily just had her captured the entire time, but they didn't. Yes, she does get kidnapped, and yes, Koopa still wants to marry her. But most of the time, she's where the action is. It's a bold choice, and honestly one of the few decisions I fully agree with. Of course, I mentioned the live-action movie, but I have to mention the live-action segments. Because yes, this show has both animated and live-action parts. The live-action segments acted as bookends for the animated segments, and had the voice actors for Mario and Luigi playing their respective real-life counterparts. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that these segments are the pinnacle of comedy. Half the time, they're super campy. However, there's something about them that just make me smile. Maybe it's the fact that a professional wrestler played Mario, or the fact that most of their lines were ad-libbed, but I'm just not mad at it. Overall, this is not a show I readily recommend. If you're looking for something that has content, this isn't it. If you're looking for campy, pop culture riddled noise, this might be up your alley. Video games don't typically lend themselves towards TV very well. Even today, you don't see many shows based off games, though that might change with projects like the new Super Mario animated movie, the long-rumored but never confirmed live-action Zelda show, and the already released, surprisingly good Sonic movie. We'll have to wait and see what future video games and movies may have together. But until then, this is Menu Heroes.